Hello, guys, and welcome to the National League South show, where we discuss the week's action from the Vanarama South. Once again, I am joined by Connor. Connor, welcome back.
Hello.
It is week 33 the past week, and there's been loads of action going on. Red cards galore. Let's get into it straight away, Connor. Where's the high point for the weekend?
Well, I think you got to look at the top of the league for that. Maidstone have now overtaken Dorking at the top,
Ooh.
and they're both on equal amounts of games played.
Okay.
I feel like Dorking are sort of letting their lead slip a bit. The recent run of form, they've had a couple of losses, and now they went and drawn against Hampton and Richmond, which at the end of the day, that's
Yeah.
they're a team like lower on the lower half of the table. That's one they've got to be getting all 3 points
Yeah,
from
Dawkins'
if they
form
want to
ain't
go and win.
great. Their form is not great. Drawn, loss, win, loss, win. Mason's been a bit more consistent. They've won one, lost one, one. So, you know, it's gonna be. I think it's in Mason's hand right now. They've got to keep winning. Got to keep winning. So,
Yeah, and I did watch all the highlights of the Maidstone game, and for large parts of it, especially the first half, Braintree looked like the far better team. Like going into half time, it could have been 1 or 2 nil Braintree, but they were just. I think part of it was Maidstone got in some like last ditch
yeah,
defending, like crucial blocks and balls off the line, but then and then on their sort of Maidstone on their sort of first proper attack of the game against the whole flow of play, um, Barham managed to get a lovely uh, ball in from a difficult position. Like it was a good goal, straight into sort of like top right of the net. Um, but then not long later, Braintree were on the offensive looking for the equaliser, and one of the Maidstone players ended up actually handballing one of Braintree's attempt on the line to stop it. From what I understand, this is not the first time this has happened to Maidstone this season. So this is, and the player got a straight red, and Braintree went on to score from the penalty. But then the even crazier thing that happened, then from the kickoff right after the penalty, Maidstone just sort of kicked the ball up the pitch. It landed straight to Barham again, who then just lobbed the ball from outside the penalty box over the keeper into the goal. And then for the rest of the game, they just sat back with 10 men and saw the game out and won it.
okay,
So I think Maidstone right now are showing that sort of title challenging spirit, like winning games even when you're not playing well
yeah,
and you're down a man. So I think they're now sort of probably got that belief. But I think this game and the previous game before, they've had straight reds. So that's two
mm.
players who are going to be suspended next couple of games. Could come back to bite them, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Um, Looking a bit further down the table, um, Dartford with a draw at home against Havant,
mm.
which I think that'll be something they'll be a bit disappointed by, because
Yeah,
that could have really put them a nice bit of gap into them to get straight into that third spot for the playoffs semi-finals.
yeah.
Um, then we had Ebbsfleet, who went and beat St Albans 1-0. St Albans on a very, very poor run of form at the moment. Last 5, drawn 1, lost 4.
Yeah,
So I think Ebbsfleet will be very happy with that win. They're a team who I think they're going to be looking for that, try and get that third spot potentially.
yeah.
Um, then we had Havant, who were mentioned, and then Oxford City. They played Billericay. Now this was a game which has completely changed the tide of the table, because Billericay, I watched a game of that
Right.
against Oxford City, won 3-1 very
Yeah,
convincingly. And I watched a game, and Billericay sort of they dominated Oxford for most of that game. They were 3-0 up at one point. It was like sort of more of like a consolation sort of goal. I think maybe just switched off a bit knowing that they had the 3-0 lead, but that was another one. It could have been more, and Billericay looked really strong in that game. Their loan signing, I believe it is Dylan Gavin from Charlton Athletic. He looked really, really good in that game, scoring a brace for him. So now that's brought up the bottom of the table really tight, which
Aye,
I'm sure we'll
aye,
talk about a bit in a
aye.
bit. Then looking to Eastbourne, 1-3-2 against Hungerford. Yet again, that's another side similar to St Albans. Very poor form at the moment. They've conceded, I believe, 14 in their last 4 games,
Yeah.
losing all of them. That is like they've clearly got some defensive issues going on there. Then looking to Dulwich Hamlet, that was a 1-1 draw with Slough. I think Dulwich Hamlet will be quite happy with that result in the end, just because it was a 90th minute equaliser for them.
Yeah.
So they should be doing better though. It was at home for them,
Yeah.
and if they're right on the edge of the playoffs at the moment
Yeah.
with quite a lot of teams behind them. So they can easily drop out of that, and then there's
Yeah.
a big
That's tight,
and
innit?
there's
It's tight in that
and
playoff
then there's
place.
a yeah, and there's a massive gap between them and 6th with Eastbourne. There's a 7-point gap between 7th and 6th.
Yeah.
So pretty much all the teams from 7th to, I'd even say 12th or 13th are all fighting for that 7th spot right
Yeah.
now because
Eastbourne
of
are
how
on some form as well, aren't they? They've won
they
the last
are
4 games.
they are in great form. And they've been like score scoring quite a lot as well. Eastbourne, they're one of the few teams who are on over 60 goals this season,
Yeah.
so doing well in that department. Some other mentions: Chippenham Tonbridge. That was a crucial win for Tonbridge. 2-0. It sort of pulled them a bit further away from the relegation
Yeah.
point now. So I'm sure they'll be really pleased with that win. And then going further down, we had Hemel Hempstead Bath. Bath winning 2-1. Yet again, another team that's in that relegation position and winning to pull themselves clear. But then we get on to Chelmsford
Hmm.
and playing Welling. This was sort of a 6-pointer
Yeah.
for both teams. And Welling winning 1-0 at home.
Mm.
And you were at the game, Dave, so
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about this one a bit.
It's probably the worst game of football I've seen all season. Both teams is poor. City, they half and they puff, but lack of quality up front. The passing wasn't great at times. Dara looked good. Blackwell ran his heart out as always. I just felt we had lack quality in the final third. We were lack quality in the final third for months now. So it was 2 teams who have been poor and deserve to be where they are. You know, yeah, it's frightening time to be a Claret fan because if I'm honest, I sit here today thinking I don't see where we're going to get the next 3 points from. We're playing Hungerford, who are in bad form on Sunday, but we're also in terrible form. We're missing up 2 main players who will come back from injuries over the next 2 weeks, apparently. But I don't know where the goals are coming from. Paul Blackwell is currently carrying the team on his back, scoring his goals. I don't see where the goals are coming from.
Yeah, because that's been Chelmsford's big issue is
Yeah.
lack of goals. Because in terms of defence and goals conceded, they're like around fourth best in the league right now in terms of defence. And I think when I looked through, and if you take off goals relating to sort of goalkeeping errors and stuff like that, then it's even higher than that. But
Yeah.
the biggest issue is just the lack of goals
Yeah,
scored
I
because
just
it has been awfully low.
yeah, it's it. I left the game on Saturday deflated. On Saturday, I obviously do my Claret Lounge and tour thing Saturday, but first time I left the ground deflated and thinking that we could actually get relegated because obviously I see Billericay winning, and it is scary to see how close the bottom is. There's a serious chance if things don't change quickly, we're getting relegated this year.
Yeah,
And it's frightening. That is, it's what 2 points, 3 points now. Sorry, 3 points.
2 points.
2 points.
Yeah. Fortunately enough,
Yeah.
Chelmsford do have a game in hand on Welling and Bath, but
Yeah, but
as
Billericay,
do Billericay though.
if Billericay win, if they win on,
yeah, they've got Havant and Waterlooville next. Not an easy game,
but they're in good form. They're in good form.
They are,
and they beat Oxford, who are a much better team than Havant and Waterlooville are. So, and if I don't know, if we get a point or win tomorrow or win Saturday, it's frightening time. It is and I don't want to think too much about Cheltenham City because it's an actual National League South, but it's for the City fan right now. It's hard to be positive. So
yeah, it is very sort of difficult difficult times at the moment.
Yeah.
And then one other team that actually then went on and played midweek. I mentioned for Concord. Concord went and played St Albans, and this is yet another. Concord went and beat St Albans 2-1. So this was carrying on with St Albans' poor run of form at the moment. And St Albans also got a straight red card in that game, so one of their players is going to be out for the next few games, so that could potentially add to the issues they're suffering at the moment. But yeah, I think that was another. I think that was sort of a crucial win for Concord because I think that now puts them. I'd say that puts them quite comfortably safe.
Relegation. Yeah, I think Braintree are safe. Honestly, I think they've got their stuff sorted out. So I think Tonbridge maybe get pulled back in. Bath, I think it's from 17 to below. Anyone can go down.
Yeah, I'd agree.
If you ask me on form right now, if anything's going down, it's us. It's Cheltenham City. So
yes. Yeah, losing last 6 is that's from what I understand, that's on par with one of Chelmsford's worst runs of losses. But yeah, I think going into next week, some notable games. At the top of the table, Dorking are going to be playing Ebbsfleet. Ebbsfleet will be at home, so that'll be
a tasty game. Nice game.
That'll be a very tough game. I'm expecting it to be a close one. But then Maidstone at the top got St Albans, so I think Maidstone are going to be relishing to play St Albans at the moment with their form.
Yeah.
And some other notable games. There is Billericay at Havant and Waterlooville as we suggested. Welling against Tonbridge as suggested, and Chelmsford against Hungerford. So I think these are all going to be the games to keep an eye on for the next week, because suddenly results in those games either way and then suddenly change the whole shape of the table.
Yeah, certainly. And it is non-league day this weekend and next weekend, so make sure you go check out your local team in the non-league pyramid. So yeah, Colin, is there anything you want to add today?
No, not at all. Excited for this coming weekend's round of football, and looking forward to seeing all the extra fans come along to their teams to support them on non-league day.
Perfect. Thanks, Connor. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you subscribe, tell a friend, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, see ya.